Bad Poetry versus the Stuff You Just Don't Like by David Reamer. There's something that I think is important to remember when reading poetry or attempting to experience any higher literature or works of art. Just because one doesn't like it does not mean that the work is in itself bad. Creative works are subjective. If you need an example, well, I don't personally care for the poetry of Maya Angelou. Think she's boring. So much so I even turned down an opportunity once to meet her. However, while I may not enjoy her work, I do appreciate its worth as a piece of art. One counterpoint would be that actual bad poetry does and must therefore exist. So what makes a poem bad? One particular way to judge the worth of a poem, and the one I most agree with, is that a poem must be precise. Basically, poems are short and must economically, compared to prose, convey their message. While I'm trying to describe bad poetry, so some type of poor literary devices would be trite subject material, uneven rhyming schemes, using inaccurate rhymes, too simple or too complex word choices, and uneven rhythms. For more nebulous measures of value, certain questions can assist in the examination. Is the poem just telling me things in the manner of prose? Does the poem create any emotion in the reader, or as the reader, do I feel more connected to the author afterwards? Hell, you can even ask after reading, was there a point to it? That brings me to the actual poet I'm interested in today, Ashanti. Yes, Ashanti, the R&B singer, if you know her at all. Back in 2002, she released a book of poetry called Foolish Unfoolish, Reflections on Love, which I get a kick out of even just reciting the entire title. Foolish, Unfoolish, Reflections on Love by Ashanti. Notice how much larger her name is compared to any other text on the cover. Basically, this is just about the worst book of poetry you'll ever find, especially one that has been printed by one of the major publishers, here a branch of HarperCollins. She was young, but not quite young enough to forgive, about 22 or 23 when it was published. Compared to that, I would have forgiven a teenager for such writing, but not a young adult. There's really no other way to describe the book other than reading some selections, which I will do in a moment. During my recitation, notice how the rhythm changes, how she begins and abandons rhyming repeatedly, and just kind of wonder to yourself how much better you could have done. You Always Make Me Feel by Ashanti. You always seem to make me feel that this love is real. You're on my mind, and I know that you are by my side. I want to let you know that I'm so in love with you. The way you treat me takes me to another place. I want to wrap my arms around you and gently kiss your face. I'll tell you once again, boy, I'll share your love, sorrow, and joy. I want to spend time with my baby. When I look into your eyes, I still get butterflies. I know this love will grow. That's why I'm letting you know. Baby, you always seem to make me feel that this love is real. Three-way. There's been something on my mind. I want to let it out today. I heard that you've been conversating with this girl from around my way. Now, I'm not jumping to conclusions. I just want to know the deal. Yes, I trust you, but I want to know if you can keep it real. I've been waiting for the day when it would finally come to light. I've been thinking you've been cheating, and you know that's just not right. So just to be sure, I gave you a call to see exactly what you'd say. You said, "Girl, you know I'm not lying." Good. Let's call her on three-way. Now stay on the line. We've got to end this today. When she picks up the phone, talk like nothing's wrong. Now I've got you on three-way. Okay, I've got time for one more. Watch me glisten. He always told me I looked cute in my shorts. He would watch how I walked, and he would speak out his thoughts. Something told me that I shouldn't be shy. Yeah, he's kind and he's smooth, but he's just another guy. Watch me walk through the sprinkler so he can see my legs glisten. As the sun hits the drops, there's no way he can miss them. Just as I thought, I got his attention. As he walks in my direction, I perfect my intention. That was deep, right? Just in that last poem, Ashanti begins without rhyming, switches to a near rhyme where it appears she is attempting to match glisten with them, bad Ashanti, and then finishes with three straight rhymed lines, attention, direction, intention. Just sticking with her rhymes, in the first poem, You Always Make Me Feel, she switches rhyming patterns from every other line to the first two lines, leaving the appearance that she does not know what rhymes with baby. In the second poem, Three Way, in the second stanza, she rhymes two alternating lines, then skips two lines, only to rhyme two alternate lines again. Due to time constraints and common sense, I'm not going to go any deeper into analyzing the poems. Frankly, it's just not necessary. You hear the poem and you know it's bad. That's all that's needed. The idea for this originated when I saw a comedian ridiculing the same book, although I did choose different poems. I was inspired to spend $3 on Amazon to get my own copy, and it's really one of the funniest books I've ever read. As a bonus, in between each poem is a little prose piece giving some very personal background info for the preceding poem. Like, one of the best dates I ever had was at TGI Fridays. A breakup can be something very, very vigorous that goes up and down and up and down. My perfect date would be on a tropical island. I'm not really sure she knows exactly what vigorous means. She's close, but I'm not sure she's exactly there. That's the end. Bonus bit.